All right, let's jump right in. We're going to break down a pretty intense, but really effective program that's all about changing the way you trade in just 2 weeks. It's called the 14-Day Price Action Challenge.
You know that feeling, right? You're staring at a chart, it's just a mess of green and red bars, and you're thinking, what on earth am I even looking at? It's super common, and honestly, pretty frustrating when you're just trying to figure things out.
But imagine if there was a clear, step-by-step path through all that noise. Well, that's exactly what this is all about. The whole idea is to take you from that feeling of confusion to a place of real confidence and clarity. So let's walk through that blueprint step by step.
So, here it is, the master plan for your next 2 weeks. Think of it as the framework for building a brand new skill set, taking you from someone who's just guessing at charts to a trader who acts with real conviction.
The whole journey is broken down into a logical progression. The first few days are all about building that solid foundation. Then you'll spend the bulk of the time, almost a full week, mastering the core concepts of support and resistance and weaving in volume analysis. And then the final stretch. That's when you take everything you've learned and step into the live arena. It's all about going from theory to real-world practice.
Okay, so let's start at the very beginning. The first 3 days are absolutely critical because they're all about the foundation. You wouldn't build a house on a shaky foundation, right? Same thing here. You can't be a consistent trader without first mastering the basic language of the market.
And on day 1, you tackle a huge concept, market stages. This is the idea that the market isn't just random chaos. It actually moves in 4 predictable phases that are driven by human psychology. Learning to see these stages is like getting your first superpower in trading.
And these are the 4 stages you'll learn to spot on any chart. First, there's stage 1, accumulation, where smart money is getting in quietly. Then, stage 2, the big uptrend that everyone wants to ride. Next comes stage 3, distribution, which is a huge warning sign. And finally, stage 4, the downtrend, where your main job is to protect your capital. The goal? To look at any stock and know exactly where it is in this cycle.
And it's not just about those big stages. You'll also get drilled on spotting the classic, bread-and-butter chart patterns. You know, things like triangles, rectangles, and flags. These are the fundamental shapes that price action makes over and over again.
All right, now we get to the next section, which takes up days 4 through 9. This is where you really start to level up, because you're learning to decode the hidden clues the market is giving you through price and volume.
A huge piece of this puzzle is support and resistance. You'll learn about 2 main types. You got your horizontal S&R. Think of these as concrete floors and ceilings that price has a hard time breaking through. And then you have dynamic S&R, things like moving averages, which act more like moving escalators that guide the price up or down.
Now this is one of those core truths in trading that you just have to burn into your brain. Price movement tells you what is happening, but volume tells you how much conviction is behind that move. It's the other half of the story, and this simple little framework right here is unbelievably powerful. You learn to see if volume agrees with the price. For example, if the price is going up and volume is also going up, that's a strong, healthy trend. But what if the price is going up but volume is drying up? That's a massive red flag telling you the move is probably running out of gas.
And it's not just the basics. You'll also get into some more advanced tools like VWAP, which is huge for seeing where the big institutions are trading. Plus, you'll master volume profile, which shows you the exact price levels where the most shares have changed hands, basically where the real battles are being fought.
This brings us to the final few days, the home stretch. And honestly, this is the most exciting part. This is where you stop learning things in isolation and start weaving it all together, applying every skill in a live, real-time market environment.
The key here is developing a routine, a system. With top-down analysis, you learn to never lose the forest for the trees. You start way out on the weekly chart to see the big primary trend. Then you zoom into the daily chart to get your bearings. And only then do you zoom into a lower time frame like the 4-hour to pick your precise entry and exit points.
And look, this isn't just about feeling good about trading. It's about building a measurable, concrete skill. By the end of day 14, the target is to be able to identify key patterns with at least 80% accuracy. That's not a fuzzy goal. It's a real benchmark for your new abilities.
So what does all this add up to? Well, It means you'll finally be equipped to avoid all those classic, costly mistakes. No more seeing patterns that aren't really there. No more getting trapped because you ignored what the volume was telling you. And maybe most importantly, no more making emotional decisions based on fear or greed instead of a solid, repeatable plan.
So, there you have it. The blueprint is laid out. It's a clear, structured path designed to build a professional-level skill from the ground up. The plan is here. The only question left is, are you ready to start building?